A Charger with a 392 Hemi and a Scat Pack. Interesting. What do you think about going to 60 in almost 4 seconds? You're like, I don't care, it's Sunday. That's right. So let's get to why we're here on Sunday. Hello and welcome to the Sunday Rant. It's Mark and it's Trucking Answers. Oh, yikes, we're in the dark again. So let's get that. People probably say, no, turn that back off. So anyway, thanks for being here and checking out the Charger. But the thing is, Pete Buttigieg is in the news. We all love him. You know what? And you can say what you want, but he may be one of the best advocates for drivers that we've had in a while in anywhere in politics. So there's always that. Oh, as an aside, as I go off on a tangent, the ATA has a new president, a new presidente. Yeah, that's a little bit of French right there for people that don't know it. So this guy, whose name I can't think of right now, I wish I could. Dang it, boy. It's heck getting old into your 30s. Anyway, he's currently the head of Ruan. So he's going to be the new president of the ATA. I assume he keeps his job at Ruan. And of course, the ATA has put somebody in there again that, as far as I can find, has no driving experience at all. So if he does, it's not anywhere that I can see. And if somebody knows that, I will be happy to correct this. But what they've done is install somebody as the president who is legally prohibited from doing the job of drivers, right? Same as a 10-year-old. Okay, so same thing, be the same kind of thing. Not allowed to drive on any public road in the United States. It would be a crime for him to do so. That's awesome, but that's just a tangent. So back to Pete Buttigieg. So what he said is this: hey, truck drivers, we need to do more for drivers and make the industry more attractive to get people to drive. Awesome. And what he also said is that this year, they're 43,000 CDLs ahead of last year. All right. And that's 12% more than they issued last year. That means last year, last year they issued around 400,000 CDLs in the United States. That, of course, includes Gertrude Miegelheimer, who's getting her CDL at 86 years old to drive a school bus, and everybody else that gets it. But, that's a lot of truck drivers. So for the industry to say, hey, we can't get anybody. Even good old Pete says they're issuing 43,000 more. Why does the shortage keep increasing if they're issuing more and more licenses? Okay, so that's one thing. But what he said is, look, drivers sit around without getting paid, and that needs to not happen. And I thought, well, somebody that gets it, right? Drivers should get paid. So do we have somebody that'll help get, maybe the law changed for that? I don't know. He wants stakeholders and industry groups. And this could just be him flapping his lips, which probably happened with him a lot. But, he at least came out and said that. And then, of course, he had to ruin it. He had to ruin the whole thing. He's on a good path. Drivers need to be paid. They need to be treated well. And also, we need to decarbonize the industry. I thought, well, there we go. I'm getting off here. You lost me. Come on, Pete. We have bigger things to worry about than trying to get a truck across the country, stopping every 200 miles. All right, I think we have bigger things to worry about right now than that. But of course, they're always off on that bent. But at least somebody in the industry came up and said, hey, you know what? It isn't right for drivers to sit around. And he said this at some kind of conference. It's not the full ATA conference, but it was at some MCE conference put on by the ATA or whatever. And the people there must have probably been like, oh, they're probably horrified. It's like opening the curtains on a vampire. Oh, they're like, oh, they all burst into smoke. Oh, so they can't believe it. So, but I was happy for him to come out and say that. And I totally agree. How much different would your job be if all of your time was paid for? And I think that, other than getting it changed this way, the only way, of course, to do it is through collective action, which I've always maintained through my life, right, is that change at work comes through the collective action of the employees. And absent that, if you just quit tomorrow, nobody cares. If you all say we're not coming in tomorrow, they care. The bigger the place, the more they care. Until you hit them in their pocket, they won't care. And he said that too. He said, people don't have any stake in it, so there's no disincentive for them to have drivers sit there and not get paid. It doesn't matter. And he said that has to change. And he's right. So there's no company. There's only one that gets hurt is the driver. And so nobody really cares because, drivers aren't really valued. And that's too bad. But are we going to stand with Pete? Well, are we going to get right behind Pete? I mean, get behind him really close and go right in there with him? Maybe. Okay, maybe we're on board with that right now. That could be the next place we go. All right, so thanks for watching, and we'll be back soon with another Trucking Answers.